Was Nimrod the first Antichrist? What if the Bible's first world ruler was also the first foreshadowing of the Antichrist? A man who defied God, built empires, and led nations into rebellion. Stay with me, because his story may reveal secrets about end-time prophecy. Who was Nimrod? Genesis 10:8-10 KJV, and Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. Nimrod was a descendant of Ham, son of Noah, described as mighty in power and influence. His kingdom began with Babel, Babylon, the center of rebellion. But here, the mystery. Why does Scripture say before the Lord? Is this honor or defiance? Nimrod in the Tower of Babel, Genesis 11:1-4 KJV. Nimrod and the people built a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. The symbol of human pride and defiance against God shows early manifestation of rebellion, pride, and world domination. Spiritual pride leads to opposition against God. Nimrod became a symbol of human-centered kingdoms. Raised Nimrod, a spiritual rebel. Extra-biblical sources like Jewish tradition, Targums, and writings describe Nimrod as leading people into idolatry, introduced false religion and cultic worship. This sets a pattern similar to what the Bible later describes about Antichrist figures. And here is a shocking connection. The traits of Nimrod appear again in end-time prophecy, defining the Antichrist. 1 John 2:18 KJV. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Key traits of the Antichrist: rebellion against God, desire for global authority, deception of nations, establishing false worship. Nimrod exhibits early patterns: defied God, openly centralized power, led nations into idolatry and Nimrod's kingdoms in POWR. Genesis 10:10-12 KJV. Babel, Erech, Accad, and Calneh in Shinar, centers of political and cultural influence. Early example of unifying nations under a single ruler. Comparison to prophetic Antichrist: global influence, political ambition, religious control. And here's the terrifying part: history may repeat in the last days, as described in Daniel and Revelation. Spiritual rebello and Nimrod's rebellion parallels Antichrist spiritual strategies: use of false religion to control people, pride and ambition against God's authority, manipulation and deception of nations. Daniel 7-8 KJV. The little horn rises, speaking great words against God, symbolic of human rulers defying divine authority and immorality. An idolatrous tradition attributes the first idol worship to Nimrod. People built temples, offered sacrifices, and worshipped kings instead of God. Revelation 13 shows the Antichrist using a similar method, controlling nations through false worship. But here, as a chilling question: could the Antichrist of the last days follow Nimrod's blueprint?